they ain't believing us. Saudi did. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, we really should turn this into a press conference for Khaled. Do you understand how like monumental this shit is? This man, in all my time knowing him, is one of my best friends. This man has always been saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna leave the country." Am I lying, Fat Joe? He's been saying it for years, and he finally did it.
Yeah.
Like this is not regular. Please, give give this man's bravery a round of applause, man. How does it feel, Khaled?
I mean, it feels. I'm being real with you. Like, nobody in the world could have got me on that plane to fly this far. I can't believe it. Like, y'all have y'all's love and the blessings that I felt. You know what I'm saying? When I got invited, so many times people ask me to come, to different places, and immediately I would never lead nobody on. I'd be like, I love y'all, but I can't go because I've been scared to fly majority of my life. But when I had my two beautiful boys, I'm the father of Assad, Abu Assad, and Abu Alam. As soon as my kids was born, I became fearless. So, when I put my kids on the plane, that's when I knew that I got to start flying again because I can't put my kids on the plane and I'm not on the plane. So I, start baby steps, Miami, New York, LA, Jamaica, Bahamas, stuff like that. That's it. You know what I'm saying? And to fly all the way out here, and Joe would tell you, man, we've been talking about this, for my whole life. And I'm here, man, I just felt the love, and I just want to thank Prince Batter. I want to thank MDLBEAST. I want to thank Swiss Beats. Shout out to Swiss Beats. He's on the plane right now. He about to land like in a few hours. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been invited me. But I just knew it was going to be a certain time in my life where I'm just going to say yes. And it wasn't even about just saying yes to a person. It was just spiritually, the God and Allah. I was just saying to myself, like, it's time. And, my new album is called God Did. And it's, I couldn't plan this if I wanted to. You know what I'm saying? I dropped the album called God Did. I just got nominated for 6 Grammy nominations. Thank you. My birthday was, November 26th, a few days ago.
Happy birthday.
You know what I'm saying? Thank you. And then, thank you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. So all this is happening all in the last 3-4 days. It's been November has been a serious month. The album, the nominations, coming to Saudi, just all the blessings, and I just knew that God would tell me when it's time to do it, and I'm here now. So let's make history, more history,
Yes, sir.
Great. We're happy you're here. Hopefully you got rid of that anxiety with this
Yeah,
flight.
no. By the way, this plane I flew on, that's a whole nother talk. But it was so. I felt like I was the prince or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? When I got out, they didn't see the prince walk out. It was Khaled. You know what I'm saying? But it was so beautiful, and just grateful for even the people on the plane, just the way they were excited for us to come here. You know what I'm saying? It just, even when we was in Paris, we felt the excitement. Like, it's just been a buildup on the road to Saudi. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been talking about it, and we here now. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm going to go crazy out here in a great, beautiful way.
So, yeah. So this is a question for both of you. Both of you are creatives, and both of you work in music. And we are embarking on this very creative moment. We call it our renaissance, basically. What advice would you give our creatives and our musicians on this opportunity right now, right here?
I mean, I would say, and Khaled is somebody I've worked with so closely We've had so many wins together. We've experienced so much success together. We've lived together. And the one thing that I would say about at least the way that we've always approached creativity and what I would recommend to everyone in terms of what you're saying is to think in a non-linear, abstract way. You know, the line it's not always a straight line between A and B, but it zigzags in that particular way. And as we're coming into this new age of creativity and the vibrations and the frequencies are switching up, it's about how you think in the most expansive way, you know? I mean, this man is in front of the Eiffel Tower last night doing the jump man with his new Jordans on, you know what I mean?
And I had some new Jordans come out this week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, and I had to remind you of that. So it's a testament to how we think about things in a very non-linear, abstract way, if that makes any sense to you.
It definitely does.
It's bigger than the single and the album. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than the video. It's bigger than the cover of the magazine. You know, the world is our canvas, and that's why we're here today, you know?
That's beautiful. Question for you, something I read about you, Mr. Jackson. You said, speak what you seek until you see what you say. I found this super beautiful, really beautiful. This is this makes you a manifester. And the question is, what advice would you give to people who have self-doubt in their creativity?
Wow, that's a very thoughtful question. Yeah, I've always prided myself on the ability for manifestation, and I would say the same for Khaled, which is a lot of ways why we have become such close friends, you know. But you quoted something that I definitely said. I mean, I'm not even supposed to be here today, man. I in the United States, I'm not a high school graduate. I never graduated from high school. So in the United States, indeed, brother. Yeah. 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 Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you all are hearing what Fat Joe's saying, but he's dropping gems right now. You know. Nah, bro, I appreciate it, man. But Joe, if you know what I'm saying, though, man, like 80% of us who don't end up in them privatized prisons, bro. What am I supposed to be doing sitting here on stage in front of all these people with my friend DJ Khaled right now in Saudi Arabia? You know, we came in on matching planes, pull up side by side together. I'm supposed to be somewhere in San Quentin and Lancaster right now if I leave it up to the statistics, you know what I'm saying? But this was always a dream that I saw for myself, and we manifested it into reality. I mean, I'm not trying to make it sound, you know, hyperbolic or anything of that nature, but, you know, I really truly believe in that, you know?
So about that self-doubt, how do you manage it?
It's always good to have a healthy fear of failure. You know, it's a battle between you and it every day. You know, but you gotta win. You gotta win, and you know, it's what gets us out of bed every day. It's what Fat Joe's talking about. It's about hustle. You know, and if you got the hustle in you, and I believe that everybody in here does, it's a battle between you and it every day, and you better win.
Yeah, 100%. Another thing that I know about both of you is that you can spot a hit song a mile away. Can you tell us about that?
I mean, for me, it's all about the feeling. You know what I'm saying? When I make records, or if I'm in a studio, or if I hear something for the first time, it's really about the feeling. You know, when you make a record, it's a feeling that touches. Can you turn my mic up a little, please? The feeling is, if it touches my soul a certain way, I just know. And it doesn't really have to be. It doesn't matter what genre of music. You know, when something just sounds good and it feels good, you know, usually it will connect and resonate with everybody in the world when you make that right record. And that's how you know you have a hit record, when a stranger could walk in the room and might not even listen to that genre of music, but just it feels a certain way. But I represent hip hop, you know what I'm saying? And to come all the way to Saudi Arabia to be able to represent hip hop is a proud moment for me too. So I'll speak, you know, from my own experience, you know, coming from, you know, in my garage with 2 turntables and a drum machine and a bunch of vinyl records to where I'm at now. It was something I knew I was gonna do for the rest of my life. I just love it so much, and I still love it. I love it even more now. And look how far it's gotten all of us, me, Joe, Larry Jackson, in this room, and you know, making those hit records. But sometimes it could be the biggest hit record that makes the crowd, you know, out on a middle B stage, and everybody can sing every word. But then there's other records that we consider hit records that are personal to somebody's life that they might, you know, like I have a song on my album called Grateful. It might not be the #1 record on the album, but everybody loves that record because it's talking about being grateful for all the blessings and people can resonate. I have a song on my album, my new album called God Did. You know what I'm saying? God did. They ain't believe in us. Saudi did. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, when records and music resonate with the listener and the fan and the people, that's a hit. It's not always about the hit record that we all strive to make the #1 records on Billboard and, you know, to make everybody move. But there's also other hit records, you know what I'm saying, that, you know, especially, you know, from what I do in hip hop, I have so many personal favorites that are hit records. So it's really about the feeling, you know?
That's amazing, honestly. And I think what we all want to know is you two are very, very busy people. And we want to know, how do you keep grounded? How do you keep real to yourself? How do you make sure that you're not forgetting the real essence of who you are?
I mean, we're both family people, you know. My family just left my house yesterday, right before I came here. You know, we had them out. We have a holiday in America called Thanksgiving, you know, favorite holiday of the year, you know. It's really not about commercialism. It's really about family holiday, you know. And I'm coming here in particular feeling especially grounded coming off that, you know. Had my mom and dad there and, you know, my other family members there. It was incredible, you know, but family, you know.
Yeah, for me too. I'm a father first. And I wasn't always a father, but I knew when I was a kid living my dream that I'd be a father. And I knew I wanted to have a family. So I have to give credit to God and give credit to my mother and father for raising me such a beautiful way. My mother and father, man, they believed in me. They, you know, it's crazy. Even on this flight over here, I was thinking to myself, and I said, man, I remember the people that used to come to my mother and father and say, why are you letting Khaled, you know, do hip hop, do music? And I used to see people who, like, literally would come to my house and tell my mother and father, and my mother and father, I watched them just look at him and say, whatever Khaled want to do, we support him 100%. We love my son. I've never seen them back down for any conversation ever and let somebody to say, because they raised me right. You know what I'm saying? And then I just took that as a father. So when I raise my kids, you know, I feel like God has put me on this earth to make the world and try to make the world better every day. I wake up literally every day. If it's me getting on my Instagram, if it's me making music, if it's me speaking on this, I want to find a way to make the world better and make the world happier, because I have kids and I want them to come out in the real world to make sure they're safe. And that's just the truth.
That's beautiful.
So we land in Saudi, okay? And we land in Saudi. And it's this beautiful ceremony for Khaled. And I'm just so happy for my brother, right? He's Batman, I'm Robin, right? And when we get in the car, and then y'all keep talking. We get in the car, he looks at me, he says, I get it. People are happy in Saudi.
That's the first thing I said. I said, we was driving over here, and I'm looking around. I said, and I put my head out the window of the car, and somebody screamed, Khaled, you know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the love, but I said, Joe, man, the people here are just happy. You know what I mean? And that's like, that's all we want in the world is for people to be happy. So when you have that happiness, and I just feel like what he's saying is like, I try to spread through my phone or through my music or through my conversations or anybody that ever meets me. I hope that they get some type of happiness so they'll make their day better, so it'll be beautiful. We got to remember, man, like, we bless. Yeah. And our job is to give more blessings. Yeah. And not just because I'm a father, I have kids, but I'm talking about all the kids. We have to make sure the world is beautiful for our kids. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be the next Khaled, the next MDLBEAST, the next Fat Joe, the next Larry Jackson, the next doctors, the next Prince, the next president, the next everything. They're going to make the world better, but we have to do our part too.
100%.
So,
So, we're...
By the way, this has to be the best panel of the day, man. Come on, man. You got special guest Fat Joe. I don't know who else came before us, but I'm just saying,
I want to say this. So Fat Joe's my brother for like, Fat Joe's an icon, legend, father. When I was a kid, he was one of my favorite rappers. And when we became brothers, so I want to be, he's the first person to believe in me in music, to put his hand around me, to shout me out on records. And I used to come to him every day, and I should be like, yo, I want to do my own album. And he would never tell me no. He would always hear me out. But, this is Fat Joe, the superstar. You know what I'm saying? This guy got Big Pun. This guy got the biggest records. And we used to go swimming. We loved to swim. So every time we used to swim in the pool, that's my time to get real conversation like, yo, I'm telling you, I want to put an album out. So I'm just grateful that I'm in my first time in Saudi with my brother because I know how happy he is for me. And he was the first person to convince, there's a CEO named Alan Grumblatt, Alan Grumblatt at Koch Records, to convince him to say, yo, give Khaled his own, album to come out through his distribution. And this is Fat Joe, the biggest rapper at Terror Squad, and just beautiful for him to believe in me. But what I love about our friendship is we still brothers. And that's very rare in this, you know what I'm saying? We're real friends. Listen, we make music. We do what we do. We come from the bottom to where we at now, but brotherhood is special and very rare. And I think, when people see us in hip hop, where we come from, they look at us like, man, look at those two guys. They still brothers and they best friends and they got each other's back and they, I don't like, we doing our thing. You know what I'm saying?
When I tell them, I'm scared to fly too. So, but I still fly, right? So, I've been coming across the world for maybe 15 years, and I would find fans in Germany, everywhere, Middle East, everywhere. They'd be like, "Where's Khaled? Where's Khaled? When is he coming?" And I say, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't believe he's ever gonna come. I'm being honest. Like I'm telling you, I don't think he's gonna come. But if he does come, I'll be standing right next to him when he does come. So that's for all the fans across the world who have been asking me, please bring Khaled over here. I'm with him, okay?
I guess one more last question before we open the floor for Q&A. Us as XP Music Futures, our goal is to develop the talent regionally. So I want to hear from each one of you, what can we do to develop talent from your own perspective?
From my perspective, all the artists out there, there's one thing you have to know. You cannot complain. The minute you start complaining, you're setting your career back years and years and years and years and years. You cannot complain. Of course, you're human and you'll get frustrated because you want to be on the big stage and you want to make the hit record. That takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of great talent. But also, you have to excite the people. And once the people start, you're building your fan base. In this world that we live in now, there's no excuse to not work hard and be known. If you rap, you sing, okay, sing to your phone and put some great energy out there, and hopefully it connects with the next person. But the reason why I started off by saying but not complain is because, when you complain, you're only setting yourself back. When you find the solution, you're moving yourself forward. And I know how hard it is, when you want to make music and you want to be the next superstar. You know what I mean? I just look at my life. I just knew with hard work that I'd be on this panel. I knew with hard work I could do anything. And I don't care. I don't compete with nobody. I compete with myself, like meaning as in, how can I be better every single day? And it's as simple as you have to believe in yourself, and you know what I'm saying, and eventually other people will start to believe in you too. And I tell people this too: greatness is contagious. You know what I'm saying? And you want that to spread. You don't want negativity to spread. You want greatness to spread. Make your greatness be contagious and make people feel that greatness.
Yeah. I was thinking about on the plane on the way over here. I was talking to one of my best friends, a fellow by the name of Jimmy Iovine, who came up with Beats headphones. Shout out to Jimmy. And I remember when we were working on, we were talking about something today that triggered this thought. I remember we were working on Beats music for the first time. 2011, we bought a company called Mog from a fellow by the name of David Hyman. And we had this utopic vision about 11 years ago. And this is when, there was maybe like a couple 100,000 subscribers for streaming services in the United States, only maybe a couple million around the world. Now it's at approaching 100 million in the United States, and it's very large around the world right now. In terms of yeah, but to be exact, about 600 million. But I remember at the time we always had this utopic kind of vision and idea about the quote unquote kid in their bedroom, and what we were building could offer that kid in their bedroom in whatever country that was around the world an opportunity to make their own music and upload it to streaming services and make it instantly available around the world for everyone, to kind of really dissolving the layer and the barrier for distribution in a way that the gatekeepers were holding a lot of people back, right? So when we sold the company to Apple, we got there in 2014 and we started working on this idea for Apple Music with the chassis of the car that was Beats music. This is 2014. We, again, always were thinking about kid in the bedroom for somebody who makes their own music and just wants to get it out and get it up as fast as possible. And now when I think about where we are in 2022, it's beautiful. It's beautiful because now the world is flat, figuratively speaking. And what I mean by that in terms of the world being flat is that you could be from Puerto Rico, you could be from Saudi Arabia, you could be like my guy WizKid from Nigeria, you could be from Florida, you could be me from California, and all of us have an equal opportunity. And I don't mean to make that sound.
The earth is your turf.
The earth is our turf. You know what I'm saying? Earth is our turf. This may get them to take me out of here. And I'm looking directly at the camera, and I'm going to say this: the gatekeepers no longer matter. The gatekeepers no longer matter. They want to keep this myth over all of you that you need them to succeed. But because of what has been built by streaming, the barrier to entry is so low, you can moonwalk over it. And I'm saying that on the 40th anniversary of Thriller today. You can moonwalk over it right now. Shout out to Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones. You know what I'm saying? No album touched the world more than Thriller.
Yeah, what's crazy is Larry Jackson, I just want to give you your flowers, but Larry Jackson, man, when he believed in you, he's the type of person that will break every rule and put it all on the line for the artist when he believes in you. Like, for instance, with me, I was telling Joe, who was on the plane, we had 16 hours to talk. You know what I'm saying? So Larry Jackson, he sees the future before the future. And with me, because he just said Apple Music started when? 20 what?
2014.
So 2014, he gave me a huge deal in 2016.
Now, it may have been
2015. It might have been 2015. This is before, like, I started, I'm DJ Khaled, I'm doing my thing. We blessed, but I started breaking through just on another level. But Larry seen it right in the post. And, behind the scenes, he would fight for me. He got me, like, we did like 7 Apple commercials in 1 week. Then he gave me my own Beats, We the Best DJ Khaled radio show, Larry Jackson and Jimmy Iovine. From there, we just started doing so much. And this was like the beginning of what they were doing to where it's at now. So what I'm saying is, he was a visionary that believed. Now, these ideas that they had, these ideas don't get approved. It just doesn't happen. Like, Khaled, you get this, you do this radio show, we're going to get you to do this, we're going to get you to do that. It all connects to Apple Music for the stream, connect with your fan. There's just so much stuff they've seen way ahead of time. And the reason why I'm saying that is it's crazy is because when we're talking about music, streaming is the biggest thing ever, and I got to see it and learn it from, at that time, it was like super early, like the birth for me, this, like the transfer, I'm just coming off of CDs. You know what I'm saying? Then here comes Larry Jackson, like, yo, I see what you're doing. And I'll never forget, we went to Noble, was it Noble's? Yeah, and we sat in Noble's, and he started talking this talk, Joe. I was like, no, he started talking that talk. I'm like, I left that, I said, yo, we made it. I like, cause like, he gets it. Because I'm like, everything he's telling me, I'm like, I've been trying to tell the world, I'm the one. But what I'm saying is, but that goes back to the other question is about hits and all that. It takes a visionary. You got to have a vision.
And by the way,
as an artist, as a CEO, as an executive, you have to have a vision. And the goal is to take your vision and bring it to light. And that's the key.
And by the way, Khaled had a vision for me. And what he doesn't know is that he actually was the person responsible for bringing me out of my shell and making me not so, and making me not cower and shout and shy behind the scenes. And he was the one who really pushed me to like really own who I was in the equation of it all. And it really, 100% no flattery, not for this crowd, really was because of Khaled. But I will say this, speaking of vision, the reason why I'm here, and I know about Vision 2030, by the way. The reason why I'm here is, shout out Vision 2030. Seriously, I know about Vision 2030, and you all are on the road to that. The reason why I'm here is because I'm so fascinated and so compelled to see what's going on here culturally right now, because I'm telling you, if there's anything you derive out of this conversation, the world is flat, y'all. Spread it to anybody who will listen to you right now. I'm telling you, the next big artist could come from Saudi Arabia. I swear to God. And you have to believe that, because I'm telling you, there are no gatekeepers right now. And by the way, when London is one of my favorite cities. When I'm in London in July and August and September, shout out to all of my Saudi brothers and sisters who are parking lot pimping out there on the corners out there. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. That means it could go from Saudi to the UK and become a hit and then cross over to the US. I'm telling you, it's possible, and that's why we're here.
Okay, let me say something. That would be you. That's right. Speak it in existence. Saudi. If you from Saudi, make some noise. Saudi is such a special place. It's a motherland. And me being Khaled's best friend, I've been approached by the kings of every country I don't even want to tell you. Can you please bring Khaled? Can you please bring Khaled? I can't bring Khaled. Like, I can't make up his mind. He has this huge fear of flying. Saudi Arabia loves their people so much. It's the first place in the Middle East that DJ Khaled ever been to. The first place outside of America. Do you know how many times the people from Saudi had to fly to Miami and talk to this guy? We did not believe he was coming till the plane went like this. Ourselves. When the plane went like this, everybody started praying in the whole plane. They was like, oh my God, I thought he was gonna turn it around. Right? Nobody believed it. And so I wanna let you know that the people from FaZe and the Prince, everybody who went above and beyond. There is no other way, Swiss Beats. There is no other way. Of course, God. There is no other way DJ Khaled would be sitting here in front of you unless everybody from Saudi that's affiliated, my brother over there, Ramadan, everybody made this thing happen. And they were so adamant that Saudi would be the first place that DJ Khaled stepped his foot on in the Middle East. So big up to Saudi. You just won the World Cup, baby.
Them cappuccinos kick in. I'm trying to tell you. I know.
Yeah, we could be here all night.
I guess that we have 5 minutes. I guess everyone wants to have, we have a lot of questions, I'm sure, but we'll keep 5 minutes for.
The time is up. Huh?
Yes, we have a timer, so.
Questions?
Gentlemen, welcome to Saudi Arabia. I'm not from Saudi Arabia, I'm from Palestine originally. I know that you're Palestinian.
That's right.
Bless up. I'm here, first time visiting Saudi Arabia. The energy is beautiful, as you can see. I'm so happy that we made it all the way here. I'm a chef, I'm based in Dubai. I'm a Palestinian chef representing. And
Maklube.
I am known for my maklube and for my kunafa.
All right,
So I
it's
would
my
love
favorite.
to invite you tomorrow to have lunch. How about that? Make some time on your own schedule. Whenever I'm famous for my kunafa in Dubai.
I love Chinafin. And I love collage too.
Collage, I make
yes,
both.
yeah, I love them both.
And I'm known for my maklube, so think about it. I would love to host you.
Thank you.
First of all, what an honor to have you guys here. Honestly, it's a huge honor, and I think everyone agrees. And before I get into my question, I just want to say I've been a huge fan since I was a kid, 10 years old. I'm 26 now, so 16 years listening to both you, Fat Joe, and DJ Khaled. My question is you guys have been in the game for such a long time, and I know DJ Khaled, every record, every album that you put out, you have so many people on it. So how important is networking and keeping relationships in this industry to succeed?
Well, my success obviously comes from God, but also my success comes from my relationships. And my relationships is more important to me than any record. It's more important than money. It's more important than anything. My relationships, I treat it like family. And you have to have relationships. And when you have great relationships and you have great talent and you have a vision with great relationships, oh, it's on. And when I make my records, all my records, I'm my idols is Quincy Jones, Berry Gordy, Joe Crack, Jay-Z, Puff Daddy. We all collaborate. Dr. Dre. We're known for collaborating. And that's what I do, not just as an artist. I'm a producer, I'm a DJ, I'm a music exec, I'm a music man. I love music. And I like to put people in a room. If it's making records, I like to put the right people in the room, make the right records. If it's putting the right instruments, if it's adjusting the AC in the room, gotta be right. The lights in the room gotta be right to make this magic. So, but it has to go back to the relationship where your question is, they have to trust you. And you're looking at three guys in the music business that everybody trusts because we have good heart, we have a good soul. And for me, when I'm in the studio making these records with all these big artists, they know I have one thing in mind, is to win big. And they know that I'm appreciative, I'm grateful, but at the same time, it's pure. I can't make this up if I want. I can't act something. I only know how to be me. So my success comes from also me just being Khaled. I'm not trying to be nobody else. I'm Khaled. So when you come to my studio, you're gonna get Khaled. You're gonna get DJ Khaled. I ain't trying to be nobody else. But my relationships is so key. Let me tell you something. I don't want to get too deep about this relationship thing because this is my success. Like, I've had records in my studio right now that are so legendary that if I feel like it's gonna damage any relationships, I want it changed. I want it to be done right because of I care. I'm not one of those guys that will just do something for the moment and to be excited, but then I gotta worry. I don't use the word worry. I gotta make sure tomorrow's good, and the next day is good, and the next 10 years is good, the next 20 years is good. Because in this music business, you know what I'm saying, you don't know where you're going. Larry Jackson, he could be at Apple one day. What's the new company now?
Gamma.
Then he got a new company. I could be at this place, but Larry might be here. Joe might be here. You can't. Very simple. You can't burn no bridge, because only God can walk on water. You see what I'm saying?
Man, that's not what a bar right there.
Nah, but it's real.
Nah, that was a bar.
You can't burn no bridge.
'Cause only God
Don't burn
can
no
walk
bridge.
on
It ain't
water.
worth. It ain't worth it,
Man,
because
it's a serious bar.
you never know who that. You can't sleep on nobody. You know what I'm saying? This might be the next chairman of the record company that you want to be at. You might be the next producer, and me and him, I could burn a bridge, and tomorrow I might need this guy to cross this bridge. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's how life goes. So what I mean is, you gotta have love, you gotta have respect, and you gotta treat everybody and their relationships with care.
To all the artists, right? This is just a word of advice, right? If you're gonna represent whatever you do, and you come from Saudi Arabia, let's say, make music for the whole Middle East. Don't regionalize yourself and force yourself just to be the Saudi guy. Because then when you go to Kuwait, they're not really rocking that. So you gotta make music that everybody could get with and everybody could appreciate from the Middle East. And then it'll cross over to, like he said, London and everywhere. Don't put yourself in the box. Don't put yourself in the box. The world is a blank canvas. Paint.
Guys, thank you so much. This was mind-blowing. I mean, and I think right now it's time for us to go and shake. It's time for the night program, guys. Let's go party. Night 3, let's go.